Thank you. Thanks, everyone. It's great to be here. I've been building consumer applications for over 20 years, and I can't say that I've ever been as excited as I am now in what we are going to see unleashed over the next 5 years. Because over the next 5 years, what we're going to see is an explosion of creativity, and we believe that's going to be powered by Solana. Solana combines the three things that consumers need, which is it's fast, it's cheap, and with applications like Phantom, it's highly intuitive. This is nothing like we've seen with crypto before. An example that I can give, and where I'm seeing this, is I actually have a 14-year-old son. He loves Valorant, he collects Pokemon cards, and he spends his life on Discord. He also trades Samo coin with his friends. That may be unusual activity given his dad is an entrepreneur, but the interesting thing is he doesn't have a bank account, he doesn't have PayPal, he doesn't have Venmo, but he can send money to anyone in the world instantly and almost for free. So we believe that this is going to be a really exciting next giant because its consumers are coming on board, and that's what we've seen in crypto this year. And it's going to be consumer adoption that's going to drive crypto, not DeFi, not banking, not these other applications. We will get to those, but it's going to be driven by consumer. The thing that's going to drive consumer are creators. And creators are a fascinating phenomena because over the last 10 years, I'll just bring up a slide, hopefully, yes. We've seen an explosion of creators. Today we estimate over 50 million people earn their living as creators. They're either posting videos on YouTube, they're creating music on Spotify, or they're posting pictures on Instagram. It has been phenomenally successful. However, despite many of these creators being rich, getting rich and successful from it, if you read the news report and you talk to these creators, a lot of them are miserable, deeply miserable. The experience after that first flush of success is a treadmill. You're a slave to an algorithm. You're constantly having to produce more and more content to stay relevant. Probably one of the early examples of this is, and if you recognize this picture, it's Michelle Phan. Michelle Phan started on YouTube around 2005, and over 10 years built up a huge following. Over that period, she accumulated over 1 billion views. She had a huge following on social media. She had contracts. She started a company called Ipsy. She was phenomenally successful. She became rich. And then, one day, she disappeared. People genuinely thought she had died. She disappeared from social media, from posting every day. She completely stopped. And it wasn't until 2 years later, she posted a video about it. Basically why I left. Very emotional video, but there was a key point in it, and I would recommend everyone to watch it, where she says, basically, once I was a girl with dreams, but then I became a product, and I was just selling. Web 2 is very detrimental to creators. And the reason for this is that Web 2 isn't really built for the creative process. The creative process is not about continually pushing out content. Anyone who tries to do that, the impact is that the quality goes down and it results in creator burnout. And this is one of the reasons that we've seen such excitement about NFTs. Because NFTs do fit with the creator process. NFTs allow you to reflect, spend time, think about what you're going to build, and then deliver it. And then after you've done that, you can rest, you can reflect on the next project. And that's why we've seen this incredible explosion of NFTs and incredible interest from creators. And we've seen that reflected in the numbers. If we just look at OpenSea's numbers, from tiny beginnings at the start of this year, they're now doing $1 billion per month in Ethereum sales only. So this doesn't include any other L2s, and it certainly doesn't include other L1s like Solana. We estimate there's over 4 billion in sales every month in NFTs. And the great thing here is that 90 to 95% of that value is going straight back to creators. So this is a phenomenal technology but it gets better. In crypto, we always say, hey, it's early, but we have no idea how early this is. I just want to give you an example. If we look at MAUs, here's YouTube. About 3 billion people look at YouTube every month. It's like 40% of the global population is looking at YouTube. Instagram is about 1.5 billion. TikTok is about 1 billion. Pinterest and Twitter are both about 500 million. Where does OpenSea sit relative to that? This is the biggest NFT platform by a significant margin, 300,000. OpenSea is 1,000th of the size of Twitter. It is 1/10,000th of the size of YouTube. Like another way to think about that is, say there's like 2,000 people in this room and there's maybe another 2,000 people watching it live. So about 4,000 people. If that was a random distribution of people who watch YouTube, of that random distribution, the average number of people who would have bought an NFT in the last month would be 0. We are really, really early. And so the opportunity here is massive, and that opportunity has been seen by creators way beyond graphic artists. It's been seen by musicians, it's been seen by writers, it's been seen by photographers across all different genres. But one of the problems is the NFT technology today is very limited. I want to give you an example of that. So you may recognize this artist as Grimes. She is a multi-award winning. She's released 5 albums. She has got millions of listeners and followers across social media. She actually did a really nice NFT release back in February. It was on Nifty Gateway. It sold about 300 copies for $7,500. It's a great piece of work. She's a great artist. She actually is a graphic artist as well. How's it performed? 84% drop in value. She's not alone. Give you another example. Steve Aoki, award-winning DJ, 16 million listeners on Spotify. Brilliant musician. He did a release back in March for $2,500 for Character X. It's a really cool NFT. Seen a 60% drop in value. If you can sell it, barely I think as one has sold in the last month. Now, these are not cash grabs. These are genuine artists trying to create something that's really cool that they want to see appreciate in value. So what's the problem? The problem is that this is not the medium for them. The 16 million people who follow Steve Aoki follow him for his music. The NFT technology is not built for music as it is today. And so that's why my team at Vault really looked at this and said, how do we unleash the power of an NFT and bring it to these other creators? How do we get the musicians in? How do we get photographers? How do we get writers? How do we give them something that they can sell to their fans, that their fans can really own and consume and then sell at their own leisure? And that's the product that we're launching today. So the product today is called Vault. And I'm going to give you a demo right now of it, but you can download it in the App Store, and I'll give you a link at the end of this talk. So for this demonstration, I have you to imagine that I'm actually the lead singer of a band called Pretend Walrus. It's a stretch, but you have to go with me here. Now, I'm a lead singer, and I'm actually going on tour. And I want to create something that allows my fans to go with me. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a vault. So here I've actually gone to vault.fan. I've connected my Phantom wallet, and I'm going to click Create Vault. You can see this page here. This is the page where I'm actually going to create my vault. You can see I've set it up as 2021 Vault or 2021 Tour Vault. I'm going to mint 100 keys. Okay, so those keys are the NFTs. The content of the vault is going to be video, music, text, anything that can be digitized. But the keys to the vault are going to be fully tradable NFTs, built on Metaplex, built on the Solana. I'm going to price those at $1 Sol 50, so about $400. I think that's pretty reasonable. I plan to add content in it for the next 3 months, and so I think that's a pretty good deal. And then beneath that, I've just given an explanation of all of the great content you're going to get. So that's going to take me, 5 minutes? I'm going to hit create. My vault's created. Next thing you do is I'm going to get that link, and I'm going to post it to my social media. So this is what I'm posting on Instagram. This is what I'm posting on Twitter. My fans come in and they're like, hey, you know what? Okay, so now I'm no longer the lead singer, Pretend Wallace. I'm a fan. I live in Lisbon. They're not touring here for some reason, but I want to go with the band. I want to see them behind the scenes. I want to hear their music. And so I'm going to buy this key. And so what do? Well, I hit Buy Vault. Opens up my Phantom wallet key. I approve the transaction. And now I'm one of the only 100 owners of keys to this vault. Great. So what do? I download the app, and you can see here in the top right-hand corner is the key to this vault. You can see some other vaults that I have access to, because this is cool. And what I do is then every morning I get up, and while I can't go on tour with this band, what I can do is I can check out the scenes from last night's concert. I can check out pictures from the event. I can check out snippets of music that are happening over the next 3 months. That's pretty cool. What's even cooler is that it's not just musicians. These are all types of creators. So I'm going to get up in the morning, I'm going to check out what happened last night. I'm also going to read a chapter from a book from a writer who's writing it as I'm reading it. I'm going to check out some pictures from some great photographers that I follow on Instagram that suddenly realize that why are they giving away all their content for free when people like me would pay for it? Lastly, for NFT artists who are going, you know what, in the real world, whenever I'm doing art, I have a gallery opening. Why don't I have a gallery opening on Vault, and then I can show the NFTs? I could even airdrop to some of the biggest collectors that they could come out and have a sneak preview, and then when I have my sale, they already know what's coming up. So the opportunity for Vault to be, as a primitive, as something that you can use, are really endless. Now, the NFTs that we're minting today are ones that we're minting. But there's no reason why we can't also work with other NFT projects to say, hey, you've got geckos or you've got monkeys. Why don't you create a vault for your community that only your community can see the content of that vault? So we're launching the product today. It's live in the App Store. If you go to vault.fan first, you can register, connect your Phantom wallet. I'll actually give you a QR code as well. We can link to it. We're doing a treasure hunt. It's been inspired by Ready Player One. And so the basic background is we're giving away 3 NFTs. The bottom one is a meerkat. Then there's a wave from Playground. And the last one's a monkey. There will be 3 vaults. Vault today is already up. You can go in and find it. In it, you will see a set of clues. And the first person to figure out the code will win the meerkat. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. local or 8 a.m. Eastern, we'll drop the second vault. The first person to crack the code will get the wave. And then the big prize, which is on day 3, which is on Wednesday, is going to be the monkey. So good luck. We've had a lot of excitement already to crack this code. I actually don't know all the answers, so don't corner me for it. But I've seen some of the background of how this is created, and I think as it gets more harder as we go through, so we're pretty excited to see how long it takes people to crack it. And that's it. Here's some QR codes if you want to just go that way in. Otherwise, just go to Vault.fan and you can download the app. Thank you.